When we see the ups and downs and the things that we have to go through, we probably would not take it. And I think for me, I had to come to a point where I had to realize, I had to stop fearing, who won't, all the who won'ts, and start focusing on the who wills, and what will work, instead of what won't work. Um, and it was initially just really mind over matter, just really taking that leap of faith and stepping out. And then once I stepped out, that's when it all started to fall in place. But it didn't do that until I actually started to like really pursue it. I remember when I was looking to pursue my master's a few years ago, and I actually was contemplating doing that for quite some time, for like a decade, over a decade, probably like 15, 16 years. So, and it was just, I was always the struggle, like, oh, I can't do it because of this. I can't do it because of this. And I remember it was during the pandemic, of course, when everything got silent for probably a lot of people. And I was just alone with my thoughts saying, okay, what are you doing? You're supposed to do this. You started it, because I had started it. I didn't finish it. It was just weighing on me, like you have to get this done. And I just thought of all the reasons why I couldn't get it done, especially money, because I didn't want any student loans. I was like, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to pay for it out of pocket. And so I just remember one day just kind of being alone with these thoughts, you need to do it, and everything like that. And I remember God just simply asking me one question: do you want it? And I was like, well, God, yeah, I want it. I mean, I think like, and it wasn't that he didn't know that I wanted it. It was just the confession of, okay, if you want something, then you go after what you want. It's no wavering back and forth. If you want something, you pursue it. And so when I actually said it out loud and made the confession, it's like the steps started coming to me. I think what you're pursuing, whatever it is, whatever goals or whatever dreams that you have, one of the things I will say is, don't give up. And it may sound very generic, but I think a lot of times we get so defeated with what goes on in our head first. And I would say, get out of your head and get into the reality of things. A lot of times we will put stuff down because we're in our head. And I would say, if you have an idea, if you have a goal, if you have a dream, if you have something that you've been wanting to do, but you put it down because you got in your head, or you gave up, or you thought you were too old, or you thought you were too young, or you thought you didn't have the resources, pick it back up and know that if this is for you, God is going to give you what you need, but you have to pick it back up and you have to start somewhere. Yes. You can't just have an idea on paper. You got to, take it off of paper. You've got to do a checklist. You got to say, okay, what is one thing I can do to actually start to move towards this thing? So I would say, don't give up. Start small. If you have to start small, but take a step. The first thing you need to do is just to start. And as small as that might be, sometimes we're just so afraid to start.